more off meta, champions up there into the top side of the map. Just gonna play safe, look for those team fights. And speaking of team fights, I think both of these teams really bring a lot to the table in that department. But Soboro and FearX, I mean, again, winners of that LCK Challenger split. I think a lot of people going in expected KT to be the big favorites there, but pulling off a bit of an upset. I think Soboro was a big part of that. And so far, struggling a little bit against Flandra. And as we say it, hey, Fulls, welcome to your first caster curse of 2026.
First caster
That's
curse,
Flandra
baby.
picking up first blood.
The Elixir of Force, I believe it's called. It's super, super effective as well. So it's going to get even harder for this Renekton.
Yeah, I mean, that was probably the difference in terms of getting that kill or not. As now in the mid lane, we're seeing Rookie land that shockwave already. Shanks only level 5. He's able to dash back in with the shifting sands and secure a trade. But you see those minions ticking underneath the turret. Going to be a win overall for Rookie.
Laugh because he gets to keep these extra Dark Steel stacks. That's 8 extra AP, and that does actually go quite a long way. So especially given how difficult this laning matchup is, if you're able to go somewhat even, this definitely does benefit you down the line. So I'm going to go ahead and say that was a misplay from our guy Rookie.
And big thing as well, now Rookie doesn't have his flash, and Shanks has his ultimate, and so does Tarzan. If we go for potential play down there in the mid lane.
We got that first Drake. We got those grubs coming up in 45 seconds. I would not be surprised if those... if AL has their name written all over those.
Well, you now see Wei looking for a lane gank up in the top side. Has the public execution available, and it's going to get flashed on by Soboro. Flandra is gone. And that's IG getting their revenge on the top side.
Now he doesn't get to keep that advantage. And if you're not able to maintain the advantage, then you can't really build that insurmountable snowball. So
now anyone's legend looking again for another gank, this time towards the bottom side. Photic spell shielded the initial stun, and Tarzan instead opting to use the Cataclysm onto Jue, who does not have the Unbreakable Will, making it a very easy kill for Hope. Will be Photic also getting out. Now in the mid lane, we see some trading here as the Shreema Shuffle comes in from Shanks. But Rookie did not tank tower aggro and should be able to get out of okay.
Yeah, Shanks deciding to just expend the spell just for the trade. We see Bards coming in here.
Ooh, Shanks barely able to get away from that shockwave, and now Rookie gonna get hit up by that Tempered Fate. Tarzan dashing in with Flag and Drag, and Rookie will go down. Shanks getting his second kill of the game, and AL get 2 back-to-back.
But also to flash the damage. That is the way Cataclysm works. If you flash correctly, you will also evade the entirety of the damage. And so I believe Azir has no E here. He should be dead.
He face checked the brush, and he gets canceled by the shockwave from the dash. Rookie flashing forward, almost able to take down Shanks, and finally does, but could get punished for it as he had to step a little bit far forward. Tarzan with the Cataclysm onto 2, and Wei is forced to flash away. Jue not so lucky. He's already used his ultimate earlier, and Hope dashes up from the bottom lane and picks up his second kill of the game as AL get yet another, although it is a 1-for-1.
There, that was really effective. So.
And now we get some more skirmishing up towards the top side. Shanks dashing forward, knocking up Wei, should be able to take him down, and Flandra will land the final blow before flashing on out. Saboro, though, with that dominance, is very tanky, but not going to be able to escape a 1v4 that AL have set up for themselves. It's another 2-for-0 in favor of your #1 seed, or your best representative from the LPL last season.
And Kyle and Shanks did not give them that time, nor did the Jarvan from Tarzan.
And now Flandra, you know what? Worth. Look at all the plates he got. Got, what, 3 of them?
And, oh, it looks like it was actually Orianna who was able to catch the Rek'Sai off guard. That's a good replay we see. Tarzan behind enemy lines here. I don't know if he realizes Saboro's position.
Yeah, tries to use that Flag and Drag, flashed away from the public execution, going to keep himself alive a lot longer than potentially anticipated. And with Kyle into the area as well, he's healing Tarzan up, barely able to keep him alive until finally the Call of the Meek does take him down. There's a shutdown into the hands of Saboro, and Wei's looking for more. The second Q is flashed away from Hope, though, and he'll be able to get one back. AL able to salvage what was a good play from IG. Until potentially Jue has other ideas. He's flashing forward, looking to try to take the Varus down, but nobody can close the gap just yet. Saboro with the slice, but no dice. One more auto, and Hope still stands. Jue falls as well. Disaster for IG in the bottom lane. He's just been a very consistent performer throughout the last couple of years. Of course, made it to Worlds all those years ago back in 2022 with JDG. Gets replaced for, of course, Ruler, and you're going to...
Extra gold compared to everyone else on the map. So Hope already having pretty much a 2,500 gold lead. He's just going to be able to keep building that lead.
Gold in terms of AL's advantage, and they're just continuing to stack the leads on top of one another. pushing in for more plates. They're going to summon this Rift Herald in the mid lane. Everything on the map controlled by anyone's Legend.
Yeah, AL is having a complete field day right now. This game is completely theirs to lose right now.
Looks like IG, though, still want to go for a fight, but Jway gets chunked out before he can even proc the ulti. They get a little bit of damage back onto Kyle. Wei trying to get his way into the Dragon Pit. Perhaps an advantage of being on red side at this moment. It would be soul point for AL if they're able to pick up this Ocean Drake, but a teleport is coming in from Flandra to make it a numbers advantage until Saboro arrives. Dragon is secured by the side of anyone's Legend, and now the fight will begin in earnest. Tarzan taken down by Wei, and IG at least get a respite in terms of a kill. They do not stop the soul point going over to the Pandas.
Looks like they might not be done here. That's the shutdown they need.
That's on to Hope, and that's a big kill picked up for IG, and Wei's looking for more at the end of the day, and the moment that they needed him most, it is Rookie to step up, finding a big ulti onto the main carry of AL.
Seeing that this cipher is just 0-0-0, yet he's still down nearly 3,000 gold. You can only wonder just
have good tools at their disposal. The Dragon is already ticking very low at 3,000 HP, and IG are in no position to contest. And this Dragon is just gone. Now, can Invictus Gaming win the fight? Tempered Fate gonna get spell shielded by Photic, and he's gonna be able to keep himself alive. Meanwhile, Flandra face tanking Soboro and Jway and winning in the 2v1 situation. In goes Tarzan with a flash cataclysm onto 2, finds the Flag Drag onto Photic, but he goes way too far forward and is taken down by Rookie. And IG can now go on the offensive. Shanks goes in, lands a 2-man Shurima shuffle, but will get taken down, and Hope still untouched, but it's Photic suddenly coming to the rescue. He gets himself a double kill before finally getting taken down by his 80 carry counterpart. It's a quadra kill in for Hope, and anyone's Legend get the soul, and they win the team fight on top.
Kyle and keep that Baron alive.
Uh-oh, another fight breaking out here. Photic just gets caught out by Tarzan, and the Tempered Fate gonna just make sure that his Jarvan stays safe. Nice job by Kyle.
Yeah, and if it wasn't for the soul, this game would be completely winnable right now, but I doubt Wei can steal this or even play here.
He's going to use the ulti to try to get into the pit, does not find a target, instead getting knocked up by Flandre. That is the Baron secured by AL, and in the meantime, it's Shanks assassinating Rookie on the other side of the fight. Saboro goes down. Hope picks up kill number 10 and 11 at that. It is a full wipe for AL as they will march into the mid lane after taking down Baron Nashor and winning game 1 of this best of 3 against IG.
Yeah, and sometimes you just look at KDAs and you wonder, how did this guy get so fed? And you think back to the outplays that Hope made down under his bot lane tower. First outplaying Wei, then outplaying Saboro. It's those kind of things that can build the snowball and lead your team to victory here, Grapes, and AL is going to seal the deal and take game 1 off of IG's hands.
In their first game of 2026, could not have asked for a better start to the year, just like they finished the last. It's AL winning game number 1 in under 30 minutes.
So I made a bit of a checklist for us after last game, and the first one on the checklist was making sure that IG's bot lane can have more agency, and that should be the case here. Whatever it is you want, that can be a counterplay of its own. So I like that goes from Shanks, and he is able to circumvent the laning phase.
Kyle misses the death sentence, and now Wei going to make his way down to the bottom lane to try and put off a little bit of damage back onto anyone's Legend side. They'll be able to do so onto Kyle. Does not have that flash and will be taken down. That's first blood for Jway and IG.
This game, because they both have new items that are pretty good on their champions. First, we need to watch this Gromp, though. There seems to be a bit of a scuffle.
Yeah, Hook lands onto Jway, and the Flay catches him despite the flash. Hope flashes over the wall with that red and white gun, and he will be able to survive at least for a little bit, but Wei does a huge amount of blockage with his E, does eventually allow for his support to get taken down, but Hope has already fallen, and the mid laners have now arrived. Wind becomes lightning, does connect, though, onto the Pantheon, but Rookie has come to the party, and Photic's able to get himself a triple kill in that bot lane skirmish. Anyone's Legend going too far underneath the tier 1 tower, and they will get punished for it.
He is able to clutch it up with the glacial wall. So.
Photic!
No.
Oh, we were just praising you, and now he's in a... Oh, wait, he got the kill! Oh my gosh! Somehow out of position, and I think that AL was trying to hand the kill over to Hope, and it ended up backfiring onto them. They had it, and Photic is 3-0, now 4-1 at this point. Looks like, though, AL are unrelenting. They're still looking for plays. They're going to try to find something onto Sobro, who has procced the passive and will get the respawn. But it's just going to be avoiding the inevitable for a little bit longer. He's going to dash forward, land a couple of stuns, but still eventually will be taken down by Hope, who finally gets his first kill of the game right as the grub spawn.
To recall out, and he realized, wait, maybe we should learn a lesson from what Tarzan did in the bot side. I shouldn't abandon my team. I should make sure we secure the kill. But Zahen just being that much of a health bar to chew through, having to go through it a whole additional time, he just bought so much time and gave Jue and Photic all the time in the world down here. They even got the dragon. So yeah, AL seems to have been shooting them in the foot more than once this game already. And we see a bit of a hook here on Sobro. He cannot revive here. Keep that in mind.
Flashes out of the box, who does not get slowed down, but a teleport's coming in from FloNdra, and he's just going to pop the ulti and send himself straight into Sobro's arms. That is going to be a nice kill. Easy pickings on to the top laner for IG. Count at 5, and Tarzan's able to get all 3 of these grubs.
Yeah, that can be pretty frustrating as Sobro there. They're just targeting you once again, and that death is nowhere near as worth it. But so in this 2v2, they should just have complete say in the matter of how things go down there. And that tower should not be too long for this world.
See some more skirmishing up here on the top side. Sobro winning out on these extended trades rather easily. However, might not be able to do so in a 2v1 with Tarzan making his way into the conversation. Knocked back here onto FloNdra, but again, remember, that passive for the Zahen only spawns every couple of minutes. And he's not going to have it available this time.
Yeah, I was taking a look at the passive cooldown there on the left side for Zahen. He still had 70 seconds left to resurrect, so wow.
IG going to try to make a play on the bottom side, though, in response. Wei goes in with the Grand Starfall, but the wave is just gone. Hope gets the kill onto the Pantheon. See the value of that Thresh ultimate, though. The box making sure that nobody is able to chase after them without getting significantly slowed down. And so AL going to be all fine and dandy in the bottom lane. Now in the mid lane, they're going to be more than fine. They're going to be extremely excited about this play that they found on to Rookie. Shanks baiting this out perfectly and finding the great situation to allow Tarzan to get that kill. Be coming at the cost of this bot lane. First tower of the game picked up for IG, but AL continuing to find plays across the map.
Bot lane tower, you wait an extra minute or two, the crystalline overgrowth comes into play, and that tower was immediately one tap.
Ooh, Kyle does not hit the death sentence, and he's going to be in some trouble as Wei jumps right on top of him. Crescent Car from Tarzan, though, knocking away a couple of players. Jumps forward, still healing, and flashes away from any threat of Photic, but the Yunara now turns his sights onto the big carries. That is Shanks down. Hope eventually going to finish off the kill onto Photic. And it's a crazy skirmish down on the bottom side. Double kill picked up for the Aphelios, Photic, and Wei.
Two enemies, I mean, when you get a really early redemption and just hit as many people as possible with it, that's honestly worth more than probably Sobro's TP would have been. So that was super effective that IG was able to get. Well, that's actually their second Drake. They've got the gold lead as well.
Already has his second in the Fiend Hunter bolts. It's going to be incredibly valuable once he procs that ultimate. He's going to have buffed up auto attacks already with that Transcendence and then with this new item as well. But now we see IG looking for a play onto Shanks. They're able to burst him down before he can even finish off the cast of the Realm Warp. And so IG starting to build a bit of a lead for themselves here, getting a kill once again onto the Rise, and they're going to be pushing up mid lane as well.
Yeah, and we're just keep seeing the same thing.
Ooh, Photic, though, he gets stunned up, slowed it down, hit up by the Moonlight Vigil, and he can have all the damage he wants. It's not going to stop him from getting taken down by the Xin Zhao. Tarzan gets on the board once more.
And the bot lane advantage. Unfortunately, he just gets completely one-tapped. Jue even misses the redemption, and we don't get to see what those Fiend Hunter bolts are capable of. I really think that that item is pretty overtuned, and they're buffing it. So
that's soul point for them if they pick it up. There goes the eye, and a teleport sure to come through from FloNdra as he is now headed back to base up against the Zahen on the other side for Saboro. Dragon started up, and it should be taken down very quickly by IG. They're looking to burst it down before Tarzan can get into the pit. The wall going to slow him down, and it will be soul point secured for Invictus Gaming. Teleport comes in from Saboro, but he has to flash away as Zahen still is looking for his stacks, but gets hit up by a full decimating smash. Going to try to burst down the Zahen. Wild growth not going to be enough, and Shanks gets the kill, and Tarzan is now on the prowl. Flay lands onto away, and he'll be in a whole lot of trouble, but might be able to burst down Kyle first. No, Hope gets the kill. Moonlight Vigil goes wide, and Photic still is untouched and transcended, with a Realm Warp coming in and sending 2 members of AL down and trying to take down Rookie. The hook somehow connects through the entirety of the minion wave, and it'll allow for Hope to get back onto the board, and another kill onto the Anivia. So despite the dragon going into IG's hands, AL get 3 kills for free in the team fight that follows.
And that is just the story of League of Legends. It is a team game, and if one player makes a critical mistake in a big team fight skirmish,
AL are now the team that are up 1,500 gold after being down the same amount before that initial fight. And while IG do have the sole point, they are slowly hemorrhaging any lead that they once possessed. And now the question remains, do they want to go for the dragon or maybe a Baron or a fight in the mid lane instead? It looks like it's going to be AL to push the initiative with Flandra ulting straight into the entirety of IG. And another disastrous teleport from Sobero. He's going to get taken down once again before he even has the revive. Tarzan with the Crescent Guard on to the bottom lane of IG is going to keep himself alive for an incredibly long time and allow for Shanks to get a double kill. So AL is the one to pull the trigger, and they are rewarded with a 2-for-0 and should be able to get this Baron as well.
At the end of the day, I just think AL is just a slightly better team, if not more than slightly. They're on the same page. They just play better. Their inputs are better. They just know exactly what page to be on and how to execute, and they are simply just executing at a much higher level than IG is here. You see how aggressive they're playing, even with Shanks realm warping in, ghosting into the entire enemy backline, knowing he has that lantern in tow to get away to safety as well. And they're just playing so much better, and I have a feeling, Grapes, that we're going to even get to see pretty soon here. Shanks is going to be really OP right now.
I mean, right now, AL just OP across the board as they have this Baron buff for the next 1 minute and 50 seconds. They're going to be able to take down this tier 2 tower in the next wave or so. And I think just this is an example of AL being the team that has played together longer. They know the ins and outs of each other. Meanwhile, this is Rookie's first game back, second total series for IG with this set of 5 players.
Word. And this siege is just so hard to stifle. There's a whole minute left. We see Pantheon.
Shanks gonna get targeted here, but has the Seraph shield and gonna be able to get away with the help of that Dark Passage from Kyle. The Thresh gonna Hex Flash over the wall, make sure that he's able to protect his AD carry in the meantime. So Shanks going to survive, so is Kyle, but Tarzan actually gonna get caught out here as he pressed his recall button a little bit too late. He's gonna have the Blast Cone to try to escape. He still has his Guardian Angel in his hand as well, but there is not much to fight for regardless. Even if Tarzan does go down, it will be his eventual demise. Now Flandra and the rest of AL have returned. Those Baron recalls are very fast, but it will not be fast enough as a shutdown goes Wei's way.
Yeah, both AD carries do have their 4th item, Infinity Edges, in slot here. The main way they could do this is if Pantheon steals the Drake with his ulti.
Ooh, Kyle nearly gets the hook onto Rookie, but he's able to pop the stasis in time. Look at the amount of damage that Hope's able to do from such a long range with the help of that Calibrum, and Tarzan is taken to about 40% HP, forced to pop that Crescent Guard early. Flandra now getting targeted here, almost taken it down, but the Moonlight Vigil going to delay any sort of aggressive play from IG. They instead turn their attention to the mid lane tier 2 and will trade it for the second dragon on AL's side.
Yeah, I mean, this can't go much better as IG here. You're really doing pretty well getting some of the cooldowns out from AL. You know, Xin Zhao's ult, the Aphelios' ult.
5 team fight. And IG might have to do that now with the Baron getting started up by anyone's legend. Who knows if they'll be able to withstand a second Baron buff push. And so IG now have to go for the fight. Saboro this time teleporting to a bit of a safer location, but the Baron is already gone and taken down by Tarzan. Death Sentence lands onto Wei, and he already has the Guardian Angel pop before he can even pop that Aegis of himself. He's going to eventually go forward the Wild Growth, but still it's Shanks to get the first kill. Photic is transcended, but he has to dash away and still gets knocked up by Flandra with a huge unstoppable onslaught. Saboro dashing into a 1v5. He'll get the revive, but it comes too late, as it will be anyone's legend. Realm warping back into the mid lane and trying to take down Rookie, the last survivor here for IG. Tarzan going to try to chase him down. All they need is the wave to try to secure this game. They'll be able to get that and more as the egg gets procced, and it will be a full ace for AL.
Yeah, AL takes all of IG and just slays them all, puts them into the gray screen. There is just no way you can possibly win that kind of a fight once Wei just gets death sentence there. Kyle smurfing the fight. We one-shot Wei. There's no frontline. There's no hope. You see Flandre making a montage with the Scion ulti there, completely bouncing Photic and Jue, if I may say. Super well played there from the side of AL, giving IG no hope in this game. And hit the Vlad, not the Nexus, and looks like we're gonna end up having a 2-0.
These were some of the best highlights from today's matchup. Which moment was your favorite? Let me know in the comment section below. This is OP, and I'll see you tomorrow. Take care.